Hello, forgive the lighting. It is Ray. Today is Friday, October 31st, 2025. And for me, a long day because this is the night before I'm getting ready to move for the 11th time since 2005. A lot of moving, a lot to do. And this is probably the hardest move that I've had, considering that I'm moving from a two-bed, 2.5 bath townhome to a two-bed, two-bath apartment. Square footage is a little lesser, but I've been here since the end of 2021. I did anticipate, moving this quickly, but job opportunity, got a promotion, moving to a new city, and moving back to an old role that I once did. Forgive the lighting. So yeah, this was a hard move. A hard move for a couple of reasons. As you may or may not know or have watched my previous videos, I was diagnosed with lupus back in 2019. I'm tired, forgive me. And was hospitalized 6 times in less than 2 years, yada, yada, yada. And I'm doing this move pretty much by myself, to try to pack up everything as much as possible. What I didn't anticipate was how painful it would be, and you know, I hadn't done a lot of physical exercise since before my diagnosis, so it's a bit of a challenge. And I got dark bags on my eyes. It's because I'm barely sleeping, and tomorrow is it. Been planning. Um, did a couple things to the home. Got a new stove, HVAC. Got to get some painting done, and I'm going to try to put it on the market in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I'll be living in another city, working in this city that I'm living in now, 4 days a week, and it's going to be a little bit challenging. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to sell my property fairly quickly in the next few months, and that will relieve a lot of financial pressure. So, I'm definitely grateful for that. But in hindsight, I wish I had asked for help. That's one thing that I hadn't overcome is I have a hard time asking for help. Sort of have a facade of like, yeah, I got this. I'm a man. I can handle this. And now that it's down to crunch time, I'm regretting that. But will I take the necessary steps to change it? That's my plan. So when I move to the new city, I have plans, already in mind. I'm going to take cooking classes. I'm going to go to different businesses, introduce myself, and let them know, what company I'm with, and just really try to have more of an impact on the community. And also, not in my budget. That's definitely something I am going to teach people how to budget. You know, Looking back, and I guess this is supposed to be a short, but I'm at 4 minutes already. But looking back, I spent years trying to learn how to budget. Nothing stuck until I paid someone to teach me how to budget, Brad Long. And after that, it was a game changer. But, it was more simpler than I thought. And the system that I use is transferable to anybody. So that's definitely something I want to get into the community, share with them what I know, and hopefully help them get on a path to, if they're wanting to become debt free, great. If they're just wanting to get better control of their finances, then yes, this is definitely something I can teach. So I've got tonight to finish packing. I do have professional movers, so they're gonna pack quite a bit, but still, I'm trying to cut down on expenses as much as possible. I was given a sum of money to be able to do this move, and so the more I pack, the less it costs for me to make the move. And I'm sort of doing a balancing act right now because I'm going to be paying a mortgage for the next few months. I'm fortunate that the apartment that I'm moving into is giving me 2 months free, so I've got November, December for free. I'm budgeting for the rent that's due in January. I'm setting aside money for the rent that's due in January. I just found out there was a $500 not bonus, but it was $500 credit given to me for January's rent. So perfect timing. I'll be paying like half of what I would normally pay for rent when I move. All things considered, worst case scenario is, let's say my place is on the market for 3 to 4 months. Then that means I have to pay a mortgage as well as rent. And am I able to do that? I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to plan and budget for it, but without actually, well, no, I take that back. I know what my numbers are going to be relatively because I've been promoted and making the income that I would make being a manager there. So I have an idea, but it'll be tough. Worst case scenario, I have the place on the market for longer than I anticipate. I could either rent it out or I could take out a loan, which I don't want to do, to be able to cover a couple of months of mortgage and rent if necessary. But I've got some time to think about all that. In the meanwhile, I've got to go. It's 7:45. I'm packing up the kitchen right now, and I still got my clothes to pack. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And when you get older, it doesn't get any easier. So I apologize if you made it this far. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@notofmybudget. As always, thank you for watching. You all take care.